Yo, what's going on? Alex Plevko, and this is Daniel Haddad, and we're playing the PlayStation 4 build of Dungeon Defenders 2 in Dragonfall Bazaar. What's going on? How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you, Alex?
I am good. You ready to play some Dungeon?
Oh yeah, I don't often get to play the PS4 version.
No, this
quite the treat.
I love playing with the controller. Yeah. Okay, so you're gonna have to tell me where you want my stuff at.
All right, I'll tell you.
Look at that little guy. Yeah, so let's go ahead and check out what we got here. We're gonna be playing the PS4 for a little bit. We got some contests going on.
What are we giving away this time?
You know, I don't know. Let's see what's chat telling us. iPass Butter.
They're not ready. They're not ready.
They're just not ready? They're not ready?
Right now, there's just an argument about console plebs versus PC master race.
Yo, PC master race.
It's to be expected.
For sure.
I like how you asked
sure.
me to tell you where to build things.
Oh, I'm just gonna build. Nah,
then
man.
just build whatever.
I'm the person that you don't want to get into a random match with.
Oh man.
Yeah.
All right.
So
Let's do that.
we got that going on here. Alex is taking over hosting duties while filming. Yeah, what's up? Is that Josh on the
That is
trendy
Josh.
end? Oh, nice.
It's
Okay.
either Josh or Kat.
Okay, cool. Let me put this here. And then, actually, yeah, that's what you're gonna have to do. You're gonna have to build around me. All right, Dan.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Dang straight.
Yeah, out of the man's.
So we've got some contests going. We got the Casters Guild Social Tavern. We got our Instant Pet Hatch event week coming up. Wait, I'm sorry. 9/25 through 10/2, October 2nd. There.
Is this the first time you hear of it?
What's that?
Is this the first time?
Oh no, I've heard about it all day. Brad's been trying to decide how to.
You've heard about it all day. What about our?
Yeah, we're talking about. You forget that there's like a stream.
Yeah, there's a stream.
There's a stream going on right now.
So maybe we should talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, you go ahead and talk about that.
So we just finished our big loot event, and it might be a little premature to announce, but it looks like we're going to be keeping a lot of the stuff in the event and just keeping it in the live game, so that event will, in some capacity, just carry on forever.
Okay.
And we're about to replace it with a new event, another week-long event, and this one is all about pet eggs and the hatching time.
Okay.
What we're doing, it's a little crazy, we're reducing the egg hatch time from 8 hours to about 1 second, I think.
Okay.
So for this entire week, whenever you get an egg, you just go to the incubator, you plop it in, 1 second later it instantly hatches.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we're gonna see how you guys like that, how what the numbers look like, and we'll see next week what learnings we get from it.
Cool. Hey, you want to G up real quick?
Yeah, I do want to geo. Don't
Excellent.
rush me.
Oh, my bad. Yeah.
Wow.
Excuse me.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Hey,
So
listen. I
rude.
told you, I'm not the player.
You're level 4. I'm 24.
That's not good.
Obviously, that means you're a lesser person.
I'm
Much
not
lesser.
gonna comment on that. You see these geyser traps though? They're not playing around.
Yeah.
You can play all the games you want,
Mhm.
but this is real life right now. So, well, that's cool. I'm actually pretty excited for that. We got all sorts
From
of cool
Maya
pets.
Chan, he says 1 second is not instant, so.
Oh, that's
Well,
a
we
no-go?
needed-
Okay,
we
game
needed
over.
just a handful.
Whiskey Tango Foxtrot.
Excellent.
Oh man.
Okay, well, I am excited about that. 1 second's almost instant.
Almost instant.
Hey, it looks like you're kind of letting something fall to the wayside over there,
No,
Dan.
I'm good.
All right, well,
It's cool.
come on, keep up with it.
Just
Um,
don't get hit.
Okay, so we're going to be having a reveal of a couple of pretty big changes to the game.
Oh yeah.
Well, actually, why don't you go ahead and do a little surprise there?
The big reveals that we're working on.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the weapon variety first, the
Let's talk
animation.
about weapon variety first. So I think we've kind of hinted at this for a while. You might have seen in our earlier dev streams, people, we're showing you some animations. What we're doing also, in probably one of our next updates, there's going to be a whole bunch of different variety on weapons.
Mhm.
So for melee characters, they're going to get slow weapons or basically heavy hitting weapons that swing a lot slower but have fewer hits.
Yeah.
They're going to get much faster weapons that swing super fast and hit a lot more but obviously do less damage.
Right.
And the idea there is to kind of add some variety to the sort of weapons that you get.
Right. We actually have a video we can show in a little bit too. I mean, not.
Not right now.
No,
Yeah, but we do have a video that we'll show just that way you can really see what he's describing. The heavy one is definitely my favorite for the Squire.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's got that little thing at the end, little spin. Yeah.
And definitely, basically, the idea is if you, for example, have a bunch of conditions or a bunch of special stats that apply things. You want to hit super fast because every hit's going to basically increase that chance. If you're a slow hitter, you want things that basically do a lot of spike damage and things along those lines.
Yeah.
And my personal favorite, obviously, ranged weapons are getting a whole lot as well. Range projectile variation, so you can get like homing weapons with like homing projectiles on them. You can get kind of like mortar type weapons that fire in arcs, and when they impact, they do big AOE damage.
There was a temporary. I saw some temporary VFX with the range that was attached to it. It was cool. I like the mortar ones a lot.
They look really cool. I think like the Betsy weapon, the one that curses, now fires 3 and they all arc. So for example, when they land, it's gonna curse in 3 zones.
Nice.
So that's like a nice little buff as well for that specific weapon.
Okay.
You get like spread. You get like short range shotgun weapons and things along those lines. And same story. There's gonna be also speed variation. Within those.
I did see that with the apprentice shotgun.
Apprentice shotgun, you can get like a shotgun on a staff, and some of them will fire slow, but hit harder, and some will fire really fast and just hit for less. And I guess soon you guys will all get to not only play around with it, but kind of see it in a small video that we have prepared.
Faux show. Well, let's go ahead and do this wave, and then when are we revealing that at the video?
Soon.
Soon. Okay.
Soon TM. Real quick before we start, I am going to. This is the prize for the giveaways this time around. It's a code for some Squire Boxers. So
excellent.
Wow, look at that bad boy.
Oh man.
Woo!
Yeah, so we've got ourselves a code for the Squire Boxers in the next contest. And then that's just on the chat right there, right?
Yep.
Excellent.
Yep,
right.
and we're waiting on Josh. And this is us talking about our pet event.
Yeah, so if anyone's just tuning in, I'm Alex Plefko, and this is
Daniel Blacksmith from the forums.
Excellent, and we're playing the PS4 build of Dungeon Defenders 2, the early access PS4 build. We're on Dragonfall Bazaar right now.
You're quite low level, so we're trying to carry you up.
Right, no, I am level 4, he's level 24 right now.
Obviously, this build is like you've heard, a little behind from the PC version.
The PC build,
so this might look a little dated to some of our PC players out there, but eventually.
But we are playing on. I don't know if you can see, but we are on controllers, man. It's pretty sweet.
Show off your controllers real quick, guys.
Yeah, look at this. Just look at this.
Look at that. Smexy. Smexy.
And then, we just talked about some of the things we're going to see here coming up as weapon variety. There's another surprise that we haven't revealed yet. And I just got snuck some questions. Go ahead and carry the game for me there.
I'll get you guys. I'll get you guys with the questions.
Oh, you're going to spend. All right, excellent.
When we're ready.
Is this just for me to,
to reference?
Read along with you?
It's just so that we can like look at each other and share.
I thought this was like reading Rainbow type stuff, man.
It can be. I do love me some reading Rainbow.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not gonna lie.
I think it's on Netflix.
Take a look. It's in a book.
Hey.
It is reading.
I'm not a fan.
Hey, Lamau. So we've got a lot of hashtag DD2s in there.
Everyone
No
wants
Dungeon
those
Defenders controller skins. That would be awesome.
boxes.
That would be so cool. Here we got that Lens Flare. Let's see if I can get it. Yep, right there. Lens Flare.
It's like J.J. Abrams up in this room.
We're filming Star Trek, man. Okay, so we're on what wave 3.
All right.
Conveniently
We're
in
gonna
the center.
start with some questions real quick.
Okay.
These are for Dan.
All right.
Not because we don't love you, Alex, but I think just Dan is smarter than you.
Dan is smarter than me. It's proven.
Okay. First question is, can you pretty please leave the loot as it is during this event forever?
Also,
now it finally seems decently tuned. We freaking love it.
Yeah, we're actually leaving it for the most part identical to what you played. There's some minor changes that we're gonna make. We might slightly reduce maybe the chance to see legendaries on certain maps because it was a little too high. And we're going to obviously look at maps that are dropping Atla from wave 1 and potentially fix that because we don't want loot dropping at wave 1. But for the most part, it is like 99% staying the same. So yeah, it's literally staying in there. So
And Perkins, literally.
glad we've done that.
And Perkins. And Perkins.
Literally? That's cool. That's cool.
What? Oh.
We're not inactive.
Second question for you, Dan, is are you planning on improving the boost aura? Without it, towers are useless at endgame.
Improving the boost aura. Kind of like maybe a more blanket answer. We're always kind of looking at our defenses. There are some issues right now, for example, with spinning dummy, potentially the harpoon early on. The boost aura certainly has potentially some issues attached to it. we're constantly working on making sure our defenses are well balanced, and we're far from our targets. So there's always actively some work being done on those.
All right. Last dev stream, you guys talked about gun-type weapons being hard to develop for the Huntress, since it would require new animations for her and her costumes. Why not just create a new hero who uses guns? Like, let's say, a gun witch or something.
Yo!
That must be someone from internal asking that question.
I have actually said the words gun witch to Dan before. So
Yes, a lot of people.
I pass butter?
have
Was
lobbied
that you?
for.
it was not me. I promise.
So-
I promise that it was not me.
When it comes to kind of developing new heroes, we want to kind of try and use or basically introduce weapons that more than one hero can use, because obviously it's going to be a little expensive if every time we want to add a new hero we have to add a bunch of new weapons. And for example, imagine we reach a point where we have 30 legendary weapons alone for swords, and then we add now guns, and now we have to develop a whole lot of guns just to reach parity. So whenever we're going to talk about heroes, we're going to try to kind of reuse existing weapons, and if we ever wanted to add weapons, they'll be used across different heroes as well. So maybe if we one day, I'm not saying we will, added guns, maybe, certain heroes will start using guns as well. Maybe the apprentice will have magic guns or something along those lines. But we're not kind of going to tie weapons that hard to heroes. We're going to kind of keep it freeform just so that everyone can kind of benefit, get some good benefits from it.
Excellent.
So,
What's next on the agenda? I pass butter.
Let's talk melee weapons.
Yes! This is what I've been waiting.
You ready?
Yeah.
Are we going to show the video? Are we going to show the video?
I'm about to show a video.
Oh, we're about to show the video. Oh,
I'm
man.
about to. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Do
Are
it.
you ready?
Body's
Is
ready.
everybody ready?
Everyone's ready.
Woo!
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, look at that.
Actually,
Oh,
I might
that's-
have to stop and
That's
watch
the
that.
eagle bow. That's the homing eagle pattern on the bow.
Oh, yeah.
Look at
It's
that.
an eagle. It's an eagle pattern.
And then we've
Yeah,
got
it's a
ourselves a
pattern.
shotgun staff here. Look at that.
Look at that.
That
One,
actually
2,
looks
3,
super BA.
4.
That
Oh,
one right
man.
there looks super BA. It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Obviously, shotguns have super low range though. So
Right.
gotta
Oh,
keep
you
that
have to
in
be
mind.
right up there. This is the fast monk animation
Look
here.
at that. Look how fast he's going.
He's got to back up and he's like, oh. It's so good. It's so good.
Oh, this is the heavy.
This is the heavy
Heavy
one. There's
bar.
that spin I was talking about.
Love
too.
that spin.
Look at he just
Spin,
wreck,
spin, spin.
just wrecking,
It's so nice.
just wrecking.
And when you're playing, I don't know if it really shows through the video, but when you're playing, man, those hits feel hard, man.
Yep.
Oh, this is showing off the fast one because it's really
Like a crazy berserker. Look
because
at
then I
that.
do it here and you can barely. He's so fast.
A very grumpy cat wants to know if there is a gun that shoots exploding kittens.
Hey,
No.
we'll find out.
But we could maybe one day.
Oh yeah, that's the monk's regular. I wanted to just throw that in there so you could see it. That's the monk's.
Heavy.
That's his heavy. Yeah. Look at that.
So there is a lot of people going full mast. They just skipped right over 3/4 husky.
Oh, there we go. I see it. Full mast. No
Just
3/4.
straight up into full
Nothing.
mast.
Hashtag full mast.
Can we
I am
get,
Tonto.
can we get a wall of hashtag full mast, guys? 'Cause
Let's
that
go
would
ahead
just
and make
my
that
day.
trending on Twitch. I like that. This patch can't happen soon enough.
This smash can.
Chicken gun. Oh man, I would be down for a chicken gun.
Come on, guys. Hashtag full mast wall. That's
There's-
what I like to see.
There's even more changes in this.
Well, we
upcoming
can't. I mean, we
update.
can talk about that till we show them.
True talks, but
I don't want. This is a
There's
surprise.
plenty to talk about.
Man, that's at
And
least.
you only had me for half of this,
Yeah.
so keep that in mind.
Yeah. Half the
there we
Devstream.
go. There we go.
That's a lot of full masts right there.
That's a
There's
lot,
a lot of full
mast.
masts, yeah.
Your art
Lots
animation
of full
team.
mast.
Hey, wait. We need to tell the art and animation team that we need they need a raise. They were just
All
told.
right,
that they
I
need a
will
raise.
be I'll make a note of this right now.
All right.
Raises
Right now.
for
All right, are you, we're gonna stop with the weapon variety.
And what do we
and
got?
now
Oh.
we're gonna move on to something else.
Oh,
so
is this a surprise?
we talked about tower size, stat changes, and enemy changes. So I'm gonna show that video, and then Dan, if you can talk a little bit more about it.
Yes.
I will.
That would
All right,
be
you ready?
excellent.
Do it.
Are you ready? Is your body ready?
I'm ready.
Is your mind ready?
My mind is ready.
All right.
You're gonna have to carry this weight though.
I'll carry it
Alright, so you can clearly see the old towers on the screen. You know them,
on this map actually.
you love them. Well, they're showing the video right now, so you can't see them now.
Hold on, just it's the same map.
Yeah, true
Dan.
talks.
Don't die. Don't die.
I know I gotta carry this whole.
And this is how they look with their new setup. You can instantly see they're a lot bigger.
And something we'll soon talk about is the fact that they have a larger footprint, and we'll talk about what that means. So you see them more spaced out, and that's because you can't really cluster defenses together.
Oh, look how big they are.
We actually do a cluster comparison at the end of the video.
You do a cluster
Yeah, there is a tower cluster comparison video at the end.
So I guess we can kind of start talking about it.
Yeah.
And kind of run them through it.
Okay, yeah, so go ahead and tell us about the footprint changes here.
Right.
We'll talk about the stats towards the end, though, because...
Right.
Yeah.
So the biggest thing, we wanted basically defenses to feel kind of more, bring them up. They're kind of the heroes of our little tower defense game. Obviously, we do have heroes in our game, but the defenses are the things that are fighting when you're not looking and kind of holding the line. And we wanted them to feel more impactful, and have them kind of tower over your heroes. And so the first step was we basically increased the range, and here you can potentially...
That's the bigger, those are the new tower clusters right there.
And the main...
Do we think that this is going to get rid of that mob leakage problem that we've been having?
Blockades are substantially bigger now, so it'll definitely, based on how you place it, obviously reduce the leakage issue that you used to have before. So towers are a lot bigger, and something to keep in mind is we took a look at the footprint, and we kind of increased the footprint for each defense. Where before you could kind of cram, like for example, 9 flame burst towers in one area, now you can cram a lot less, because they take up larger space and you can't put them so closely next to each other.
That's in the town entrance one, actually. You can fit 3 compared to, I think it's 4 or 5 there.
Yeah, and the idea is, it's not so much as a nerf. We'll talk about stats as well, because we kind of made them even more powerful as well. But the idea is we want you guys to start thinking about how you want to cluster these defenses. Where before you could kind of throw in whatever you wanted and just basically brute force it with a bunch of flame bursts. Now you have to set up, for example, 2 or 3 flame bursts, followed by a frost behind it, followed by a bunch of maybe earth towers, and then use these different combinations and stat issues.
They're talking about the stat. Speaking of stats, the more powerful a tower is going to be, hopefully more powerful.
We're still actively working on it, but the goal, and obviously we may release it with some towers not being as powerful as we'd like them to be. But the goal is that the defenses aren't just bigger and take up less space, but are more powerful as well.
Okay.
So for example, all their base damage, the last I looked at them, the base damage alone was increased by about 50% for most towers. Obviously you get the patch notes and you get to see everything yourselves.
Yeah.
There's basically that. The goal is that they're bigger, they're more imposing, they hit harder, and you guys get to think about how you place them.
Okay.
Other things, should we talk about?
Yeah, so let's go ahead and go into that. So we
about-
went briefly into stats. What's up?
Yeah, how about... I got it.
Oh, he's got it.
I got this right. I got notes in front of me. What is this going to do for DU?
That's a good one.
Mana, the cost of defenses, the DU on maps was largely unaffected. We didn't want to basically increase the size and then have them cost a lot more so you can build less of them. We wanted you to still be able to build roughly the same quantity, just figure out, like for example, where before you would just brute force flame bursts everywhere, now you can only fit a certain amount with the range that they have. And now maybe you have earth towers as well sprinkled in there, maybe some more frosts, maybe harpoon towers for the squire as well start to make a bigger impact. So that's certainly something we wanted. So DU is largely unaffected, so you can still build the same amount. Same with Mana Story.
Cool.
So since we talked about new enemy spawn changes and how range towers are going to deal with them, how will more of them be on one blockade at one time?
Well, just by the fact that I don't think we fully talked about what we're doing with enemies yet, so maybe I can fill people in. We're also doing some changes to the way the schedule works. We took kind of like goblins, we looked at their health pools, and we really wanted to fortify the fantasy of the kind of dungeon defenders. And we think it's a small group of things taking on a huge horde of things. So what we did was we increased the number of cannon fodder enemies like goblins, ranged goblins, and orcs, but we reduced their health.
Okay.
And the core idea there is that
more overwhelming.
Yeah, so you're going to feel more overwhelmed, but your defenses are killing things a lot quicker, and there's more like dynamic things happening on the map, and you're maybe fighting even more enemies as you go along.
Okay.
Just by the sheer fact that that's going to happen, there may be things on your blockades, or more things on your blockades than you had anticipated based on how you build.
Yeah.
But obviously, since the cannon fodders have less health, they'll probably die faster. We also took our special enemies, and we really took that up a notch so that they're like the big threat, the big thing that you're having to take on and fight. So you'll also notice that those kind of got beefed up, where the cannon fodder got beefed down, and you get to see more of them. Oh no, I want to keep playing.
Nice.
Cool. What
Well,
else?
we talked about the new enemy spawn changes. We've got the stacking the towers, which Actually, we're on the trap clusters now, and I think you briefly touched on that. If you look at the next comparison here, they're really spread out now because of the tower range there, which that needs to get fixed too. Actually, the big blue tower range there.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I'm about to go into the stat allocation system. Dan, do you want to talk a little bit more about the stat allocation system?
Yeah. So I'll talk a little bit about range first and segue into the stat allocation system. As part of this change, we did some huge changes to defense range, to small skill spheres, and we'll talk about the SAS or the stat allocation system a little bit. Defenses, when you're level 1, they actually have considerably less range than you are kind of used to. But now what you can do is, there's the stat allocation system where as you level up, very similar to DD1, you get a bunch of points and you can put these points in different stats. And one of these stats that we added in, it doesn't appear on items, but it only appears in your stat sheet, is obviously defense range. So you can put points into defense range. So your defenses will kind of start at a lower range than you're used to. But by investing points into defense range, and obviously we revamped the small skill spheres as well, so that they're no longer about stat points, they're now about like augmenting very specific towers. So now you're getting your stat share. The stuff that you used to get in small skill spheres are now in the stat allocation system, where you put points into defense power, you put points into tower range, defense attack speed, and things like that. And small skill spheres become, you know what, I really want to focus on my cannonball tower, so I'm increasing my cannonball's range by 15% and things like that. There's a handful of skill spheres that still kind of affect stats, but those are kind of the exception, not the rule. And that's the gist of it.
That seems just a little bit
if you guys like what Dan just said, I want to see a full mass wall.
I see quite a few full mass, and I see quite a few pants that need changes. Stat points are making returns. Did you mention defense speed? I saw a couple there. Okay, yeah, there were a couple of people talking about defense speed.
Stat points, you should not die. Stat points are absolutely making a return. They're making a return, but the way it kind of works is not unlimited. So for example, defense attack speed and defense range cap at a certain value. So let's say we give you like 320 points at level 50. You can invest maybe 50 points in range, 100 points in defense attack speed, and then you'll have to figure out how to split up the rest based on the stats that you want. So it's not uncapped, but there is some sort of investment and progression, and your squire will look different from someone else's squire and things along those lines.
Look at all the full mass.
So many full mass.
That's a whole wall that I can't.
That's a wall of full mass, and then somebody put in there butter is better, and then somebody put in there blame Ison.
Hey, Lamau.
Hey, Lamau.
Hey, Lamau.
Okay, so...
Alright,
hey,
so
we
that's
won.
it for stat allocation.
Okay, yeah. Well, do we have want to go into some question time for a little bit?
Yeah.
Excellent.
We got some more questions for the Dan. Dan, you want a regular question or a lightning round question?
Oh, it's mine. I got a mythic. I got a mythic. What? Yeah, sorry, Dan.
God, I want it.
You know what I'm gonna do is not apologize for that. There's a hold button.
Look at that. Look, I got a shield that's a piece of wood.
Yeah. Is that a problem? Oh, look at my pretty
I'm glad
okay, let's do some questions.
All right. Why is animating new weapons in DD2 so hard when in DD1 there were dozens of weapon types?
I think obviously just looking at DD1, comparing it to DD2, the artistic quality has kind of stepped up quite a bit. It's a very different combat system than we had in DD1. So all those things kind of compound to make weapons and heroes very different. Different development process than we had in DD1. So there's that.
Excellent.
Word. Can we get the inventory to use the entire screen like in DD1?
To use the entire screen, that's an interesting thing. We have actually some mocks internally. Actually, part of Influence Week, we had some mocks. You might be able to look those videos up and see them. Brad Pettigrew actually made some cool mocks where the inventory looked very different. And it took up a much larger portion of the screen. We may one day visit that and actually try to do it. But for the time being, we're focusing more on getting the filter stuff that we talked about last time when we talked about the scavenger, getting that stuff in, and then we'll kind of take a look at the rest. So more functionality stuff rather than visual stuff at the moment.
All right.
Cool.
Is this lightning round, by the way? Am I taking too long, or are these just
no?
full form?
Believe me, if this was lightning round, you would have gotten it.
I better wouldn't play that game.
All right, cool.
Not playing around.
Fantastic.
He doesn't play like that.
All right. The balance between traps, auras, and towers seems very off. Mostly thanks to Frostbite towers not working on ... towers. Is this something the dev team is aware of, the imbalance, and are there any plans on making frostbite buffs apply to towers?
Frostbite buffs do apply to towers. If they don't, it should. That's actually a bug. But frostbite is meant to be.
Frostbite is actually meant to be, what do you call it? Like an attrition build.
Mhm.
So, for example, if you have the flamethrower tower and you're putting it in close clusters. I'm trying to answer questions.
Sorry, I just want to continue.
Wow.
That was my bad. That was my bad. Sorry.
So if we're basically trying to have. What were we talking about? You threw me off.
No, I did. I hit
just
continue.
gone.
Wow.
What he was talking about.
We were talking about frostbite towers.
Frostbite, there we go.
applying to other
So they
towers.
do apply to other towers. If they don't, that's actually a bug. And the way it kind of works is they have to be within a small area. Obviously, the chill range is not very large on those things.
Yeah.
So you have to put flamethrowers densely compacted along the line, along the sides of the lane for it to actually work.
Okay.
We're not obviously going to make the chill range super large
Okay.
and have it buff everything relatively well. We think that'll make it overpowered. It's certainly meant to be more an attrition build than anything else.
Okay.
Why don't hatched pets have any gold value?
Pets have in gold value. We're doing some revisions to the. I think you need to. Yeah. We're doing some revisions to the economy still. Right now, we're leaving things that you can potentially get a lot of, and having a lot of things without any sell value until we kind of assess where the economy is going, and then we'll potentially be taking a look at that and adding some things to it.
What are your thoughts on implementing some sort of storage chest that can be accessed only when in the tower?
Like a
kind of Deckard Cain kind of a thing.
Yeah,
I'm imagining.
that can be interesting. We would like to kind of keep. For the time being, at least, having one inventory system. We don't necessarily because there is no like hero inventory and the stash kind of idea in Dungeon Defenders 2.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna try to keep up with that and see where that goes. With the goal being obviously of allowing you to do both functionalities of the stash and your hero inventory in one place. So, for example, you might imagine having a very large bag that has a lot of space in it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can call that your stash, and then treat it like your stash, and then
Yeah.
have another bag you maybe dedicated to your huntress and things like that. We want to kind of allow you to customize in one system rather than two split systems.
All right, we're moving on to lightning round.
Lightning round.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Now, yes, no, or maybe.
Yes, no, or maybe.
No, or anything like that. All right.
All right.
We got
Can I
10 waiting,
slap
so
him if
it's
he does
time.
that? Can I slap him?
No, you can't.
Oh yes, yes.
Just like
Slap him. I like it. All right. Can you please move hero deck improvements to the top of your priority list?
Maybe.
Will you be reducing the price of rerolling?
Maybe.
That was too long.
Right?
Sorry.
I
I'm
don't
trying
like
not to
the
give
hesitation.
too many
I don't like the
maybes.
hesitation.
I'm sorry. I'm trying not to give too many maybes. All right, go.
Are there plans for any pets to do things other than just damage?
Yes.
Is weather still being worked on?
Yes.
How about doubling the walking speed and build phase to save some time?
No.
Can you make the dummies in the tavern susceptible to status effects and traps in order to facilitate theory crafting?
Yes, one day.
That's cool.
All right.
We'll let that slide.
I'm gonna let that one slide. Come on. Baba, how many hours of play would you guess it takes to gain 75 pet affection levels? I'm not gonna actually forget that question
Yeah,
because it's not a yes or no question.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Boo on that question. Many billions of hours, over 9,000. Will you ever give the poor merchants something better to sell for
Yes.
endgamers?
Yep.
Are there plans soon to buff the pets' attack damage?
Yes.
Are there plans to give pets unique attack animations?
Yes.
Can we have 2 points per upgrade level on items? Weapons are fine, but armor is not worth upgrading.
Maybe.
Okay.
All right, that was good.
Cool.
As for just to answer your question, Josh, the question was, can you please move hero deck improvements to the top of your priority list? And the answer was maybe.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
What?
Josh
I mean, could they
just
get
wanted to know.
more specific about what they want for the changes? What
No,
was
I
that?
mean,
No.
Hero deck changes are pretty high. It's
Already,
They
it's
are
already
pretty
on the
high.
yeah.
it's
They're
being
already
talked
pretty high on
about
the priority.
a
Yeah.
lot right now, so they just want to. I feel like the stream just wants to know if that we're working on it.
Okay, yeah, we are in. Yeah.
We are actively
Alright.
looking into it. It's already high up there. That's why it's what maybe.
Mr. Blacksmith, your
Yeah.
time here is done. Go,
All right.
go, go.
Thanks, everybody.
Adios.
Yeah,
Have a good time.
Yep.
What do we got next? What's up, iPass Butter?
All right.
Fill me in. We got the Squire just hanging out by himself. right now.
Squire is hanging out, but we got the master of PS4 coming in right now.
I hear him laughing. He's right there. This
Come
is
on
Tim.
in,
Hey, Tim. Hey, we're streaming the PS4 build of Dungeon Defenders 2 here. We've got Tim. Tim, go ahead and say hi.
Hey.
And I'm Alex Plefko, and we've got iPass Butter here. And we're going to start talking about PS4. iPass Butter, you want to lead the way?
You ready for questions, Tim? Are you ready? Is your body ready?
Sure.
All right. Tim is obviously less fun than Dan is.
Where is Josh on this? I've never done this before.
Yeah, Josh is he's
Josh
actually
is
he is trendy in. So if you want to like peek through there sometimes,
Okay,
yeah, and
gotcha.
that's
All
us right there. And then you can go ahead and peek through, and trendy in will be Josh.
If
Tim,
you're really-
master of console peasants.
If you're really worried about it, Tim, Alex can hold your hand.
No, it's okay.
Okay. Yep. All right. I'll put my hand down.
All right. Questions for Tim. All right. Is it possible to play with people from different regions online in the PS4 version? For example, EU, AUS, New Zealand players with US players.
Unless the live environment is wildly different from what I see, that I don't think there's region locking on PSN accounts. And New Zealand and Australia are tied into the Europe region, technically, so they would be able to play with US people. Yeah.
All right.
Excellent.
Complicated way of saying yes.
Right. All right. Also, you're getting a bunch of full masks, Tim.
You are getting some full masks right
There's
now.
some full masks for Tim, and also a full mask for Josh in hologram form.
Oh, that's weird.
I don't even know what that means.
We'll take it. He'll
All
take
right.
it. He'll take the compliment.
All right, so Pets and Dragons is an interesting start for the PS4. However, I was hoping to try out Nightmare and Onslaught mode. Any idea when the PS4 version will get these modes?
At some point.
At some point
in the future.
life? All right.
Yeah, so like to talk a little bit about this, because I know that, you know, there's probably a couple of questions about it. I mean, we're a little bit behind on PS4 just because of how development goes and what we've needed to do and the changes that we've needed to make and all that kind of stuff. You know, we're trying to catch up. The ability to get in lockstep between the two builds is kind of problematic for a couple of reasons. One is that, you know, working with on a console, there's a lot more approval that goes into releasing anything. And so it kind of comes down to a balance between, you know, do you want to slow down the PC version to allow time for the PS4 to become ready to release? Someone just posted something. Am I not supposed to get distracted by that?
No, you can, but just
Stop
if you want to answer, me and
honestly,
iPass Butter will pass
honestly,
it.
for you, stop looking at it.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, there's some considerations to be made there, and you know, the team that we're working with is offsite, and so it's been a lot easier for us to wrap a milestone on PC, get in some stability fixes, and then send it over to those guys, and then have them sort of move the build along to there. So yeah, I mean, it's coming, but it's not there yet.
For sure.
All right. Next question. Does the pre-alpha launch in all geographical regions?
No, only Ski and Skia. I don't know if those are meaningful to non-devs.
Yeah, let's go ahead
So
and tell us.
Skia is all of the Americas, and Ski is all of Europe, the Middle East, and Australia and New Zealand,
Okay.
Cool.
and then some islands too.
All right.
Excellent.
Excellent. That's what I like to hear. Is it possible to transfer game progress between the PC and the PS4 version?
Not right now.
All right.
Easy.
I mean,
Easy
theoretically,
answer.
at some point in the future, we could do this, but right now, it's really not a thing because, like, you guys all remember Wipeageddon?
Yeah.
That, like, totally rewrote save files. So
Okay. What resolution and frame rate does the game currently operate on the PS4? Will that change before release?
720p, 1080i, 1080p, all are supported.
Excellent.
The frame rate is around 30 frames per second. It's a challenging game to get super optimized, but it's definitely something that we're working on, and we're trying to figure out how to improve going forward.
You want to go up here and start a match? I think you might have to since you're.
Oh, I do? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure.
One of the other big questions that I was seeing, are we ready to move to the starter packs and stuff like that, iPass Butter? That's on the main schedule there. Those are, that might take up a chunk of time there. Just talking about those under the PS4 release date.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Tim, you want to talk about the starter pack?
Yeah, just the differences between starter, defenders, and collectors, and you kind of peek here every once in a while, but just mainly for this first bullet point here.
Yeah,
Just
okay.
discussing the differences
So-
and the release date, you know.
I mean, this is all stuff that the PC crowd has seen before.
Okay.
The Collector's Edition is the same thing. The Defender's Edition is the early access stuff. And the Starter Edition is the new thing that's up on Steam right now, right? That's the same thing. I mean,
Yeah, that's it.
I've just been using that. It's got the cool early access headgear stuff.
Oh,
and
that's
then-
right,
And
that's
then you
right.
get some gems.
Excellent.
And the difference between Starter and Defenders is the amount of gems you're getting.
Okay.
And then the Collector's Edition is the Dragonfall.
The Dragonfall ones,
Yeah.
yeah. Gates, the reddish gold armor there. Well, that's excellent. I like the date too. It's pretty exciting.
What is the download size of the pre-alpha version of the game?
It's about 6 gigs.
Okay.
Nice. Nice.
I'm only like level 6, by the way.
Oh, you're only level
Yeah,
6?
so we have
Okay.
to go. We have to go to some of these early ones.
Why are those locked?
I think because we're only in campaign right now. Does that make?
No, those are like the first 2 levels.
Well,
Alright,
let's see if something works.
next up.
Next question.
You ready? Will the pre-alpha support remote play, share play, and other PS4 specific features? If not, will these features be available in the full release?
So, remote play is supported, share play is supported. Both of those are just like stock PS4 functionality. We have VoIP, which I'm super excited about
That'd be
because
VoIP is cool.
it's something I've been bugging the PC team to do for a while.
Yes.
And it's just all the servers and everything are already set up on PS4, so we got that in there.
Excellent.
We don't do like camera support or any of that kind of stuff yet, but if you guys have some interesting ideas, I'd be interested to hear.
Form
If
post.
someone wants to do like a move, if someone wants to like propose a move system, that would be awesome.
Hey guys, check sound real quick and make sure that all the sound is off.
Okay. On it. I think you might.
Yeah.
Alright, guys.
Yes.
Alright, just be right there
Cool.
for a second.
Yeah.
Hey guys, look. Everything is down. All of it. Alright? Alright. Look at that.
Hmm.
All of it.
Yeah, I see. There's a lot of people though that have the headphones issues. I wonder. Oh, maybe is there that delay though? Because we're having it right now.
Right, I mean, I'm
Okay.
just...
Yeah, we'll leave it up there so they have proof
I
that.
just wanted- Yesterday it was a lot of blame butter shenanigans.
Yeah, I gotcha. PS4 bugs, double G.
Yeah, there's gonna be a couple of those.
Yeah. We're just watching the Twitch chat right now. But you were just discussing the remote play, the VoIP. That was the thing. Playing with people that that you're not friends with online. It's huge to have VoIP when you're trying to plan builds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I know that especially on console, you're not gonna quickly type anything out.
Alright, let's see if maybe co-op play is the issue. So...
Okay. Do you want to? I'll drop
Why
our
don't you
second
drop,
player.
please?
Let's try that.
That's
I guess it's you here. We have. I can't drop, so you're not.
See you.
Out.
Guys. It's not the TV volume B syndicate. Everything is actually muted. Literally everything except our microphone.
Blame console peasants.
We just dropped co-op play. We think it might be co-op. Let us know if you guys are still hearing crazy sound, please.
Can they still hear us?
They should.
Excellent. What do we got here? What do we got? Talk about PS4. What do we got coming on for the controls and menus moving forward? I personally like the way the controls are set up so far. The UI is pretty sweet, especially since you can see the full character right there. You got it off to the side with R1 and L1 changing how you go from towers and abilities.
Yeah, I mean, we're still working on that stuff. You know, it's we've got it a certain amount of distance, but a lot of what we're looking for is player feedback and to hear what people think about the game and what they would like to improve and all that kind of stuff. They're definitely a work in progress. Like we're releasing in early pre-alpha or whatever the name is. So it's we've got what we think is a good approximation of what you would want, but hearing what other people think, and especially about how they're interacting with what items they use and which things which abilities and towers and options they're using the most. Sorry, I'm not being super articulate.
Yeah. Well, they can't hear you over the sound.
You want to try and like turning off the PS4 for a second, and we could.
Yeah, back out or back all the way out to.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, let's just close that down.
Close it all the way down.
No.
Hey guys, I don't know if you guys can hear us now. They couldn't hear us over the SFX of the game sound, which is actually really weird.
Yeah, it is because it's completely turned down right now. I'm uploading a video of the stream with the sound. We believe you guys. It's not that we don't believe you.
Right. Josh is actually calling me to yell at me right now.
Oh, okay. Excellent. Hi, Josh. Hello. Say hi. Well, let's go. System music. Audio output settings.
Alright, Tim, check your options menu.
I did.
Yeah, you're talking about in the game, right?
Okay, I mean everything is already muted.
That's not gonna do anything.
Oh wait, can they hear us now? I mean, maybe if he could talk about that while we're trying to.
Yeah, Tim, just keep talking about what you were talking about while we're up in.
So
just the you were talking about the pre-alpha point. And
this is like a work in progress, and we've gotten at a certain distance in terms of what we think people will be using, but a lot of that is based off of how PC users are playing the game, and so you guys, I mean, different things may be important on PS4, and people may have preferences on certain functions being more or less accessible in different ways. Mm-hmm. Right now what we've really tried to do is get as much stuff as we can on the faceplate buttons. And so we've been initially we tried to just have one button, one function kind of thing, and like space everything out. Yeah. And then we sort of moved to this more like faceplate centric stuff. So we have L1 and R1 are like menu shifters. For sure. And as you guys have been seeing in the game, and you that's just
they can still hear it.
They can still hear it.
Yeah.
And so you see, you're seeing how like it starts out with abilities, and then you shift over and you do towers, and then you shift back and you do tower interaction and that kind of stuff. Right. That's one way that we've been thinking about that would make it easier to play on PlayStation. But if people have different thoughts, we're more than interested in hearing what you guys think. Yeah. The same thing goes with menus. I mean, a lot of the stuff that we've been working on has just been based on, how we're playing the game, how we're thinking about how the menus are best navigated. But if you guys have ideas about or issues about how we've currently adapted things for controller, we're interested to hear what you guys think. I mean, that's kind of the point of releasing a game in early access or pre-alpha, is to get that feedback and to put it in the people who are playing the game's hands, and to make sure that we're doing something that makes sense for you guys. Right.
Especially once they get their hands on it. They were just asking what the date was. It's September 29th. Like once they get their hands on the controller, layout itself, they can really start doing that feedback there. Which I'm looking forward to. I already like playing on the controller right now.
So in the Americas, it's coming out on the 29th.
That's right.
In Europe, writ large, it's coming out at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just an unconfirmed date for right now.
We're still working on the finalized date. We'd like to get it out on the 30th. We may be getting it out later.
Okay, excellent. Well, let's go ahead and you want to try and give the DD2 one last try, or we could jump into Lightning Round in the last 5 minutes there.
I got some more questions for Tim.
Yeah, let's do that while we're checking this out.
Yeah. Tim, when you get in, just make sure that
Yeah, I'll go. I will
your
go
sounds are doing?
find my sounds again.
I don't know. Look, man, I don't know what's going on.
You know,
I don't know.
I wish I could show you iPass Butter's face right now. That was a good face. That was nice.
It
I
is
mean, you've got
cool.
like a nice face in general, but like the face you just made, very nice.
I warn you, young man, I am susceptible to flattery.
Alright, well, we're going to try and fix the audio here, and iPass Butter is going to go ahead and ask some PS4 questions for Tim here.
Alright.
Oh, that's
Tim,
man.
can the second player in split screen mode use their own PSN account in order to progress through the game with their own character?
Yeah, so PSN is required. You have to have a PSN account to play the game on PS4.
Mhm.
But PS Plus is not required for real-time multiplayer.
Okay.
So
Okay.
everyone with a PSN account is going to be able to play. Internet's required, PSN account's required.
Cool.
Once you get in there, just stay. Don't even move around.
Just
don't
stand there.
do nothing. Do nothing. Maybe mess around with the sliders a little bit, see if that does anything.
They're down. They're all the way down.
Right, hey,
I'm gonna
toggle.
put them up.
Do
just
some
one.
toggling.
Just one.
Do some toggling.
Let's see what
All right,
happens.
Tim. Will the pre-alpha or full game support crossplay functionality? PC and PS4 players playing together.
So this kind of gets back to the thing I was talking about earlier about some of the difficulties of developing on two different platforms at the same time that have different rules on publication, and also remote development and that kind of stuff, having two different development teams. And so no, we're not going to have that right at the start. Technically, it's feasible, and Sony has said that they're interested and they think it's a cool idea.
Mm-hmm.
There are some pretty serious technical hurdles to making a free-to-play game play across two different platforms and be distributed through two different outlets.
Yeah.
And then there's also just the issue of, how quickly we can get stuff out the door and how quickly we can respond to user feedback and all that kind of stuff.
Excellent.
So in the near term, no, but it's something that we're considering and thinking about all the time.
Well, whatever you did there, I guess just playing around, it seems like it worked. They said the sound's super low now,
Check
and it
your
was all the way down.
Check your
so.
sliders because they're saying that maybe the last one is not all the way down.
Well, all I did was I just turned it on to
Well, he
one
turned it
off the
on
bottom.
one off, yeah. I don't know.
Everything
He
is
put
just-
it down, yeah.
It's right there.
Well, that's something.
Just turn everything. Just turn it all off.
Are the devs watching? We got to make sure that. Yeah.
The only one that's watching is
Josh will take
Dry
this.
Scan.
Dry Scan. Oh, okay.
Josh is looking though.
Excellent.
Okay, next question. Are players allowed to record stream PS4 pre-alpha footage?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure. You have Tim's permission.
Sure, we'll allow it.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have anything special implemented, but all the stock PS4 functionality works in the game. So
Excellent.
Alright. Are players allowed to monetize YouTube videos about Dungeon Defenders 2 PS4 pre-alpha?
I mean, are they
I
allowed
think
to do that? We
Josh,
don't have a.
is Josh there? That's
don't-
probably a
I
question.
mean, I don't think as a
Josh
company
told
we
me
have
he
a.
was
we
the one
have
that
a
wrote these
problem with
questions.
that. It's just like if there's any considerations about Sony or anything like that, I mean that would really be the holdup.
Uh-huh.
But I think once we go live and we're in the live environment, there's no issue with that.
Okay, cool.
Alright, next up. Will the game support offline play in either pre-alpha or the full game on PS4?
No, like I said, you got to be online. You got to have a PSN account.
Okay.
Okay.
Good
All
to know.
right.
Good to know.
That's some good question answer.
Some good knowledge.
Woo!
Well, what do we got? What do we got here? We got. Let me just take a quick look at this.
No, we're done skiing.
That's it. So we talked about some pretty cool stuff. This stream will be going up, and it'll have the weapon variation, the ranged weapon variation, and we've been playing the PS4 build this whole time, and it looks like we might have got this sound thing worked out.
Maybe a little bit.
A little bit.
Wow.
What's that?
Man. There's a ton of people. Oh, look at this.
What's Java Hawk?
Java Hawk is on the Java Hawk, Eserath, and Dry Scan are all on the stream despite the no Twitch rule.
Oh!
We
need to talk to Ice, our IT guy.
Oh man, this is bad thing.
You got him on text? You want to text him? Show him how to text.
I am taking names of all this stuff.
Excellent.
All right. So let's take some
I wanna
questions
see-
from the stream.
You think it would
maybe?
break if I try to join in
No,
and give it a shot?
no, go ahead.
Okay. If you do try to join in,
Yeah.
hey guys, Alex is gonna try to join in right now.
What do I do?
So
Are you logged
if you
Here,
hear
go back
sound,
into the
somebody
game.
just be
Here,
like,
hit-
"Hey, it's really loud." All right,
this
so that we know that if we're trying to do some troubleshooting
Oh,
right
you
now.
did that, my bad.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's see. I mean, if there's any extra sound there.
Guys, how's the sound? Or defenders, how's the sound?
Surface Twitch rule. You're already breaking the no Twitch rule.
No.
So can we talk
no,
about
Barry
how
the cool
Hunter's
guy?
Shield-
No. No.
Hey, it's very loud. Okay, so let me
It's very
try.
loud.
Yeah, I just saw that.
Okay.
See, I can't go over here.
So
Yeah,
it's-
see, I own
it's
these
you.
menus.
Okay, yeah, I
I
can't
have
even
your
get to
options.
my menus, so I should probably just back out again.
Split screen, I quit.
All right. Well, I can't.
So long for a while.
Yeah.
So we don't know. All right.
To you and
We have
and
no
you and
idea.
you.
All right. Well, very quiet. Well, all right. Well, don't troll. I mean,
Don't
if you
troll
have any
us.
extra questions, oh, is that Illuminati?
Trendy confirmed Illuminati. Confirmed Illuminati.
Excellent. Well, yeah.
I
No,
didn't
if you.
even know we could do the chat. That's really funny.
That is excellent.
Oops.
Wait, here we go. We got a question. Do you have any plans to change the pet hashing mechanic to be more player involved, not including the event?
Are you asking? You asking me?
I don't know. I just saw a question. I don't know. You know what? Let's see if Trendy Ant here can answer that. We've got some devs on the stream. We've got Yay Programming. Maybe that's an answer to your question. No, but seriously, go ahead and post that in the forums, and we'll get back to you on that. As of right now, we just have the event, and it's pretty separated. You know, you have your pet hatching, and then you go and feed it and stuff. So we've got that going on right now. We are all lizard men.
Are
actually.
we all lizard men? I am not a lizard man. I am an incorporeal spirit.
That's what a lizard man would say. So everyone, be aware. Be aware of iPass Butter.
Okay.
Next time you see him on Steam.
Are towers going to be baseline viable without the sets? I'm worried with sets and making abilities viable only when we get them. We follow the D3 model of progression, the Diablo 3 model.
That's actually a good question, and again, I feel like that
That
one's
was
better
a
suited.
probably a Dan question, actually.
Yeah, no, if Dan was here, he could have answered that. Go ahead and, hopefully...
Dude
Josh
Fun
wrote that
Sausage, go ahead and post that bad boy on the forums,
Yeah.
and I'll go ahead and forward it to Dan.
down. Yes, that is a good question. I need that answered. What you got? What you got,
They
iPass
want
Butter?
the ETA on the new patch, and that would just be telling. I'm just not going to tell.
That's just top secret. That's just top secret.
That is top secret. My fellow lizard men would be not.
See, he just admitted to being a lizard man right there.
My fellow
Literally
lizard-
5
they
minutes
would not
after.
like that.
But no, you'll be hearing about the patch pretty soon. You'll be seeing a preview video. You'll get some information incoming there. There's a lot of cool stuff going into that patch. I'm really excited about what we were showing off today with Dan. The weapon variation and the tower sizes were pretty exciting.
I think the big towers is actually going to be like super dope.
Man, my favorite was being the squire and like running up to the spinning dummy man. He's like taller than you now.
Everything is taller than me.
Everything. Oh, I passed butter.
Oh. Well. All right. You know what? I just got no more questions for the Tim here.
Okay.
So let us.
We could do a lightning round, or we could release Tim to the wild.
I'm gonna release Tim to the wild because we're good to go and we're about done.
We're about
here.
done anyway. Yeah.
We're
Tim,
about
thank you so
done
much,
here.
man.
Sweet.
Excellent.
Thanks.
Good talking with you.
Guys, thank you for hanging out with us. Go ahead and please direct any questions to the forums. Either myself or Josh will take a look at it. And other than that, you guys have a great evening.
And weekend.
And weekend. Mostly weekend.
Mostly.
Mostly.
Goodbye.